Boo! I'm gonna be doing something a little different today. Oh, wait. We're gonna be doing something a little different today. Ever since World War I, humans have locked themselves in steel coffins and called it the ultimate weapon. Fast forward to the grim darkness of the far future, and nothing has changed. I don't think there's any better example than the Imperial Guard's Leman Russ battle tank. First, to lay some groundwork about all Leman Russes. There are 8 Leman Russ variants: the Battle Tank, the Demolisher, the Eradicator, the Exterminator, the Executioner, the Vanquisher, the Punisher, and the Tank Commander. All variants share the same stats of 10 inches of movement, toughness 11, save on 2, 13 wounds, leadership of 7, and objective control of 3. Each variant, however, performs a different role, and therefore we shall grade them on how well they perform this role and to the benefit of the whole army. So without further ado, we shall move on to the arguably the worst variant and eventually make our way to the best. Now, truth be told, I actually really like the Leman Russ Punisher. Its main role to play is being very anti-infantry, considering its Punisher Gatling cannon has 20 attacks and gets devastating wounds on non-monsters and vehicles. However, the reason why I have it so low is because of how many things just do its job better. Guard has a lot of anti-infantry things from like their own infantry, artillery pieces, hellhounds. Also, if you wanted to hit things, it would require a take-aim order, which only comes from very few sources. Also, being limited to strength 6 with no AP and 1 damage means you're not really going to be killing Space Marines anytime soon. I will say, however, it's really good against other toughness 3 infantry, such as Tyranids, Gene Stealers, Drukar, etc. But at the end of the day, sitting at 150 points, you're going to be paying a lot of bucks and not getting a lot of bang, especially when there's a lot of cheaper options. Now on paper, the Tank Commander is pretty good, even before the Rogel Dorn, issuing 2 orders to squadron units and able to pick any cannon out of its other variants. However, this variant suffers from the same problem as the Punisher, as there's just a better option, and I just named it. The Rogel Dorn Tank Commander is just so much better. I don't know why you would ever use the Rus one, except for maybe like cost. While I was doing research for the Leman Russ Eradicator, I actually found out they changed the ability from having the Demolisher's ability to the one it has right now. Now, based off the ability alone, the way you want to use this tank is behind cover to get that -1 to damage, and plus you will get cover in most cases. I say most cases because Tau is a faction. But that's besides the point. Ideally, you would want this tank probably on like a center objective or a flank objective to hold for like the entire game. Its firepower is nothing to scoff at either. Strength 7, AP 1, 2 damage doesn't mean it's gonna blast a hole in a knight or something, but you're definitely gonna put a dent in a Space Marine, unlike the Punisher. Overall, not a bad tank. It's not exactly a powerhouse, and it's kind of more on the expensive side, sitting at 170 points, but I think it gets the job done as being like an objective holder. I like to think the Leman Russ Executioner is the funnest of all the Leman Russ variants, though that could be coming from my just unfettered love for plasma weapons. No, really, slap 3 plasma guns on each of the spawnsons and overcharge them all. And yeah, let's just say, you're gonna be killing things. Plus, if you hit a target below half strength, you also add 1 to the hit roll, meaning it doesn't have to take a take-aim order. In conclusion, this tank is really fun and really good. If you pull like Mark for Death and your opponent's targets are right in front of you, you can just pick this guy and they're gone. Oh my god, it's all gone. Oh my. It's a long way. Now, if you thought the Executioner did damage, this thing kills things. And I have a little experiment to prove it. So I have with me 7 Plague Marines, because that's what they're boxed in, Nurgle's number or something. This is the Leman Russ Demolisher. Painting Creed colors. No turn painted because I use the battle tank, but anyway, D6 plus 1 attacks, plus 1 from blast. Now that's a roll. So 6, plus 2 is 8. 8 total attacks. Now let's say I'm playing Grizzled Company. So reroll ones to hit, and he's ordered with take aim, so on 3s, rerolling 1s. Reroll these. Oh, goody me, all hits. Now, Plague Marines, they're toughness 6, right? Everything in Death Guard is like high toughness, even their fodder's toughness 4. This thing is strength 14. You can put a dent in a Titan with this. Yeah, strength 14 against toughness 6. Not a bright day for Nurgle's best, wounding on 2. That's all wounds. Now, I forget if Plague Marines save on 3s or 2s normally. I'm gonna go with 3s. Normal Space Marine save. So AP minus 3 means I'm saving on 6s here. It's a 6. Well, Death Guard me got pretty lucky there. Okay, so I forgot to record myself rolling for damage because this damage is D6, which is a bit of a downside because, you know, it's a bit variable. You can shoot a guy with the Wrath of God and then like do only 1 damage, but you know, it is what it is. I remember getting 5 saves, getting through, so damage D6. That's 4 dead Marines. But wait, there's more. You know how Guard usually just doesn't have a charge phase? Maybe like spare Bullgrins or Ogryns. This thing can shoot an engagement range. So what's stopping me from going for the charge? That's Snake Eyes. That's better. And then Tank Shock, and then I don't know, shitty melee. I don't know, I don't think you kill one with the Leman Russes melee, but definitely probably one more. I'll say one more with Tank Shock. And that's 6 Plague Marines dead, you know, the thing that resists small arms fire like it's nothing. Yeah, they're gone. They're gone. It doesn't just stop there either. It goes beyond infantry too. So here's our Leman Russ Demolisher from earlier, and here's a Canoptic Doomstalker painted by my dad. Love him. So same thing, D6 plus 1 attacks. No blast. 5 attacks, sure, why not? It's Grizzled Company shenanigans, you know. This detachment's a bit busted. Okay, I miss 1. Correct me if I'm wrong, this is toughness 7. And you're still strength 14, so. On 2s! Well, typical Necron fashion for invuln. D6 for damage. That's 9 damage. He's on 3 wounds left. Wounding on 2s. Holy let's try that again with better rolls. If the Leman Russ Demolisher clears the way for a road, the Leman Russ Battle Tank paves that road. I mean, it has built-in rerolls and better rerolls if things are on objectives, and its main gun is just all well-rounded. I mean, AP minus 1 might not be something, but a flat 3 damage is pretty good with D6 plus 3 attacks. Plus blast, you can kill a lot of things. Now, what does it have over the Demolisher if I just spent like 4 minutes going over why the Demolisher's pretty good? And it's one word, it's reliability. I mean, flat 3 damage over a variable D6 is really good. But also its ability. Built-in rerolls is always fun to have, that's why we play Grizzled Company, bring Scout Sentinels, something like that. While the Demolisher's ability, like, you know, shoot an engagement range, that's pretty powerful. You're gonna have to go into an engagement range, and if you're playing something like World Eaters, Slaughterbound, 8-bound, things like that, or Orc Beast Snagga Boys, next turn, or perhaps this fight phase, that Leman Russ is gone, what the fuck was that? Whereas the Leman Russ can just like, or Battle Tank, can just shoot from a distance in typical Guard fashion. It's also pretty iconic. So yeah, to conclude, it's pretty good at what it does. It paves the way for, it clears objectives for your other Cadians to like sticky 'em. It's cheaper than the Demolisher, but not by a lot, and the main gun is pretty strong, although AP 1 isn't as good as, like, what Strength 10 should be. I'd say it should be at least AP 2, if you ask me. This is the ranking that confuses even me. Like, the Demolisher, it clears the path. The Battle Tank, it paves the path. What the hell does the Vanquisher do? Alright, let's break it down. It's main gun, strength 18, d6 plus 6 damage. That's pretty big. Although one shot means it's a pretty one-shot wonder. And d6 plus 6 damage means it has the potential to do 12 damage. At a minimum 7 damage, which is still quite a lot. So by gun and ability, it's telling you you should use this as a tank killer. With heavy, a take aim order, playing Grizzled Company or with a Scout Sentinel buff, you should not be able to hit or, miss a target. So what's the problem? To achieve a safe position, it has to be stuck in your backline, which, if you're playing guard, you usually have artillery reserve for that. And in the game, Warhammer 40,000 that takes place in the Grimdark of the Far Future, you know, all that biz, the game mode is objectives. You want to get on objectives, and you want something to hold those objectives, like the Leman Russ Eradicator. So why is the Vanquisher in number 2 if it takes a place of a backline unit? The answer is simple, really. It's cheap. It's ridiculously cheap. In terms of Leman Russ standards. It's the cheapest Leman Russ at 145 points. This price tag makes it, like, semi-spammable. Essentially, you have a roadblock that has 10 inches of movement, toughness 11, saves on 2s, and like 13-ish wounds. Unfortunately, yes, the main gun is a bit bad, per se. Its main source of damage is going to be its sponson guns, which are usually like meltas, flamers, plasmas. You know, something to just clear things out. However, the main gun can just be used as just a big fuck you towards like a monster vehicle. I don't know, you could get lucky. I genuinely do not get it. How are the last, like, few things all about reliability, and then this thing comes along, like the Beggar's Bazooka? I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it. And to no one's surprise, the number 1 spot goes to the Leman Russ Exterminator, which I confuse a lot with the other Leman Russ E's, because it's like Leman Russ Exterminator, the Executioner, and the Eradicator, and it gets confusing which one's. Anyway, the reason why this thing is the best is because of its ability. After shooting, you select one target, and all incoming fire on that unit get 1 AP stacked against them as well. The buff becomes apparent, because then your battle cannons become AP 2, oppressor cannons become AP 3, flamers kill things, even las guns kill things. Or, they try. This is good if you ever need to clear like a key target, like let's say for example there's a Catan shard barreling down the mid board and you have an exterminator. You can shoot it, you don't even have to do damage, you just have to hit it, and then you can just pummel him with all your other guns until he goes down. Catan sharding goes down in the same sentence. Aw, hell nah. If that wasn't enough a selling point for you, it also has some pretty decent shooting. Rapid fire 4 attack, strength 9, AP -1. It doesn't get the buff itself though, but a flat 3 damage with twin linked means you can put a dent in a few things, and then have your rest of your buddies clean it up for you. It also has some synergy with the Hellhound, where the Hellhound strips the cover, and then the Exterminator applies the AP debuff. All these reasons constitute to why the Leman Russ Exterminator is perhaps the best Leman Russ variant. It supports large and small fire, has decent shooting on its end, synergizes well with the Hellhound, and only needs to hit things to apply the debuff. My only grievance is that's 180 points, making it the 3rd most expensive, and personally I do not like the design. Of course, all rankings are subject to my opinion, and I'm sure your opinion differs from mine. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments as well. While you're down there, tell me if things are happening on your tabletop, or bugger me about what my next upload will be. All input is greatly appreciated, because I'm just trying something new right now. Of course, I'm Tristan, and thank you for watching.